Residential Sales Comparison and Income Approach, page 11. Cost A PPRUACH CARS BUSEO for Ensure Enki Introduction to Sales Comparison and Income Methodologicals Rules and Corresponding Comments. Statements, and USPAP Advisory Opinions relating to the development of a value opinion. Throughout this course, we will look more specifically at the direction and guidance provided by USPAP for developing an opinion of value using the sales comparison approach and/or the income approach. But for now, we will look at the general content of definition of the problem client and type and definition of value, purpose of the appraisal, relevant characteristics hypothetical of the other intended. Date of the value estimate. Use users conditions property standard 1. In general, standard 1 requires the scope of text. Appraiser 2. Work decision. Identify the problem to be solved. Determine the scope of work necessary to solve the problem. Correctly complete the research and analysis necessary to produce collection of data. And property description, data analysis, credible results, market analysis, national and regional. These three requirements establish the basis for this course. Each of local area and neighborhood trends, economic base site and improvements, highest and best use analysis. These requirements is discussed at greater detail later in this chapter. Throughout the challenges will be presented to assist with understanding the thought process and steps that must highest and best use of land as vacant. Determine highest and best use, highest and best use of property as improved text. Examples: application of the approaches to value sales comparison approach, cost approach, income approach be taken to adequately satisfy these fundamental requirements. Reconciliation and final value estimate standards rules. Figure 1.2. The standards rules of Standard 1 elaborate on the general rules of USPAP, ethics, competency, scope of work, and jurisdictional exception, as they apply specifically to the development of a real property appraisal. Standards Rule 1-1 conveys the general requirements for the appraiser to greater than asterisk correctly employ recognized methods and techniques that are necessary to produce a credible appraisal, not commit a substantial error that significantly affects. And Standard 1 of USPAP sets the three foundational requirements for a real property appraisal. 1. Identify the problem. 2. Determine the necessary scope of work. And 3. Correctly complete the research and analysis necessary to produce credible results. Appraisal. Not render services in a careless or negligent manner. Standards Rules 1-2 through 1-6 create a flow or checklist, the development steps that an appraiser must undertake in a property appraisal. Each of these standards rules coincides with a Bertillon Boyle of Contraminitian, FMI May UILL by on Standards Rule 1-4 and 1-5.